This weekend I've been down in this area I refer to as half moon because it's this crescent that forms the ladder of terracing that runs down through here into a ravine. And I've been really catching up with what I started last year and didn't have time to do. So I've been chipping all of these piles that I'd left last year, and they've become very dry and difficult to chip because of that, of pine, juniper and hollyoak. Shouldn't really have left it. It's a bit of a fire risk really, and it's become very dry over the summer. But I hadn't taken delivery of the chipper and I didn't want to lose time. I wanted to, so I just went ahead and pruned, and so yeah, we're on catch up at the moment. It's taken me most of the weekend just to do this area here. There were several piles, but it all needs to be processed by hand really with this wood chipper, because this is quite a small chipper, and it's a drum chipper. It's a drum that rolls round rather than a disc, and it doesn't have feeders, so it's a lot harder work, and the size of it means that a lot of what I've pruned off won't go in without processing it by hand, cutting it up into smaller pieces. But I have another wood chipper now which takes much larger, but I've decided that the way forward is to chip as you go. I'm doing most of this on my own, so that makes it very time consuming. I think I mentioned in a previous video that it would be good to have 2 or 3 people working on this, one cutting, another one piling up, and another one chipping, and would run through it in no time. But the upside is that well, the reason I'm doing it really and continuing is that I'm left with this great wood chip, which currently I am using as a mulch. There are certain areas where it's just bare soil. A lot of it's grass, as you can see, a lot of it's grass and lavender, but where it's just bare earth, I'm putting down this mulch from the wood chip to see if it'll improve the soil. I'm not quite sure why it's just bare like that, probably because it gets a lot more sun than it should, and there's obviously no irrigation down here, so the byproduct, it means I'm using every last bit of the tree. What I've pruned, a lot of these pines, I've pruned them because their branches all the way down to the surface of the soil, which isn't right. They've just been abandoned as well, and all of those branches that come off are processed in the wood chipper to give me a mulch. It's a fabulous mulch, actually. It's a fabulous wood chip. As I say, I'm using it as a mulch, but it can also be used for the wood burner. I use it at the moment a little bit in the wood burner to get the fire started, and it'll have other uses. But you know, that's what keeps me going, and whatever's of a decent size, like this is a mixture of carrasca or holm oak and pine, is fuel for the fire as well. The advantage of this, although this is because this is from last year, and it's been out in the sun all summer, and it's seasoned, especially the pine here. It only really needs one summer, so this is processed today, and this can go straight on the fire, straight on the wood burning stove. and well, it's got to be done. So you know, by doing this, obviously snedding, I think they call it, you get a better, straighter growth, although it's quite late to be doing it, and less knots in the lumber that you're left with. And I've actually earmarked these straighter ones for lumber. So this weekend, no, it's Sunday evening, so before the 1st of December I want to take down 4 or 5 of these and start. At the moment I've only, whatever I've pruned or chopped down, I've used as firewood, but now I'm going to start thinking about getting some lumber, some useful lumber, because there's lots of things that I'm going to need lumber for. So this is one, for example. There's another one here which is a fair bit bigger. I have got an attachment that goes with the chainsaw, which turns it into a mill, so you can mill planks or, well, lumber of any shape really, posts, using the chainsaw. I have yet to put it to the test, but I've earmarked these here as well. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe that 5th, 5 and 6 that I'll see if I can take down. So I pruned these last year. I should probably have gone higher up. I'll do that before I take them down. But I say before the 1st of December because I've been reading in a lot of places the importance of the phase of the moon for timber, for felling, depending on whether you're going to use it as lumber, for building, for construction, or for furniture or whatever, or for firewood. So if it's for construction, if it's lumber or for furniture, then you need to take your tree down in the waning moon, and probably closer to the last few days of the waning moon, if possible. And well, if it's just the other side of the new moon, I suppose it's not a problem. Now, I know people are skeptical about this, but there has been a scientific study proving the veracity of this idea. The moon affects the tides, well, it affects water, and it affects the sap in the same way, especially in larger trees like these. So I'm a believer in it, and it makes the lumber that is produced from it stronger. It makes it fire resistant. It's a different phase of the moon that you need to cut down firewood, and it makes it more resistant to pest attack. So I'm going to go with it. I mean, for thousands of years that technology or those theories were used, and there are plenty of buildings, timber buildings, that are over 2,000 years old that prove it. So I'm going to at least try it. I might even do a test myself and take some down in the waxing moon and see if it's as good, as strong as the trees that I take down in the waning moon. So on the other side, so for firewood, it needs to be in the waxing moon when there's more sap in the tree. It's a little bit confusing, but that's the idea. So 1st of December is a new moon. That leaves me a week. It's the 24th today. I'm going to try and take these trees down, and I'll have some nice lumber once it's seasoned in these nice, fairly nice straight trunks here, 5 or 6 of them. And well, when it comes to it, I shall get a video and we'll see how the milling goes. It's basically a frame that goes around the chainsaw, and then you have a guide, which is a little bit like a ladder that you can put on the trunks to get your first cut. And then once you've got and then that'll give you a straight edge, and from there you work round so that you have a rectangle basically, rather than a round post. And then you can cut planks or posts, square posts. So, well, now I'm going to I've done all the chipping and everything this morning, so now I'm going to these continue a long way down there. They get bigger. I've worked these already. Now I'm going to go down and continue cutting the grass, or as far as I got. So I'm going to do another 2 terraces if I can, cutting the grass, which just opens it up a little bit, allows you to see everything, because it's sort of knee height, and until you do that you just don't know what there is, and from there you can start clearing the juniper, then start pruning the trees, etc. So the plan is to do this whole run.